Hello everyone and welcome to my latest YouTube tutorial. This tutorial is for stud breeders who are using KoolCollect and KoolPerform, so the Sapien suite of sheep data management software to manage their flock data. And this tutorial will guide users through how to update their ASBVs in KoolPerform and also how to then transfer them across to KoolCollect so you can view those updated ASBVs in the yard. So the first step is to download your updated ASBV file from the Sheep Genetics website. So I'll take you there now. So this is the new and improved Sheep Genetics search site that has been around for about 12 months. Hopefully most of you are familiar with the search site. If you're having trouble finding it, you can see the URL in the bar at the top, so you can use that URL to navigate to the search site. The next thing is to check that you're logged in as a user on the search site, otherwise you won't be able to access your flock data. This is a simple process. Just glance up to the top right-hand corner and see if your name is coming up. And if your name is there, you're logged in. If you're not logged in, you'll need to go through the process of logging in, or if you haven't done that before, setting up an account with Sheep Genetics. Once you're logged in, if you scroll past this search sort of section at the top, you should be able to see this Your Flocks section, and your flock code or flock codes, if you have more than one in Sheep Genetics, should be listed here, and you'll be able to access your reports and some other functions. So if you're logged in and you can't see your flocks listed in this section, please contact Sheep Genetics. They will need to link your login email address with your flock codes. So once you're logged in and you've found that your flock codes are there, I'm just going to find one to use for our tutorial today. What you want to do is, nearly there, so select the flock that you want to work with and click on that reports button, and that will take you through to the reporting dashboard. And what you want to do when you're on the reporting dashboard, we're looking at the information in this first tile, the analysis info. And that's going to tell us what date ASBVs we have access to. So if you've just submitted some new data, just check to see that the new analysis results are back, obviously, before you load them into your software. And what you want to do is click on this green button to download the XML report. Sometimes it takes a couple of minutes and you might have to click on it again, but essentially once it says download XML report, you'll get a zip file that downloads here. The other important thing to note is that if you have more than one flock, for example, a Poll Dorset and a White Suffolk flock, or a Merino and a White Suffolk flock, you'll need to download in turn each of your ASBV update files individually. And you can toggle between multiple flocks through this drop-down box at the top, and then you just go through the same process to download reports for each of them. Okay, next step. So for the next step, we need to open up KoolPerform side by side with our downloads folder. So in our downloads folder, I can see the flock code and the analysis date that I've just downloaded here. If you've got a lot of icons in your files in your downloads folder, the quickest way to navigate to that new downloaded file is to click on Date Modified. Click on it a couple of times if you need to, and it will eventually move your latest file to the top. So we can see that that's the one there that we downloaded. So we go to KoolPerform and we go across to Data Move and Import EBV. And now what we want to do is we want to select the file name that we want to import. So there's a little square there with 3 dots in it. So click on that and it will pop up with a window, which is a file directory showing us where KoolCollect is searching, or KoolPerform rather is searching for that update file. And I've got a whole heap in there that I've used in the past. So what we want to do is copy across our new file into here. So what we can do is firstly unzip it, because we've got this compressed or zipped folder. We need to double click on it to unzip it. And then we can click and drag it across, and that will copy it in to our downloads folder. And it should automatically fill that new file name into the box at the bottom, assuming that latest file is the one that we want to use. So just check that we've got the correct file at the bottom there. And if you don't, again, you can click on the date modified if they're not already listed in order of date, and these ones are, so the new one will pop up to the top. So once you're happy you've got the right file selected, click on open, and then click on import. And the EBV file will process. Shouldn't take too long, and then you'll see that the EBV import completed successfully. So you can click on OK. So that's done. And the next step, obviously, is to get those EBVs across into KoolCollect so we can use them in the yard. So there's a two-stage process here. The first one is in KoolPerform, and we're still in that same data move heading. We want to do this first function, a KoolPerformance file export. So I'll click on that one. And usually it pre-fills the information where it's going to save that the KoolPerformance file and what it's going to be called. So usually all we need to do is press the export button. And it will create that export file. This will also transfer across any alerts that you've added to animals. So remember, if you update ASBVs or if you update or add any alerts, the KoolPerformance file export is what you need to do to then get that information to transfer across into KoolCollect. While that's working, I'm going to open up KoolCollect, select my, to make it a bit smaller, select my flock, still having a think about that exporting process. And in KoolCollect, we're going to go into the data in. Okay, we can see KoolPerform has finished creating that file there. Let's move KoolCollect over here. So we go to the data in KoolCollect, and you can see there's a KoolPerformance file here. If you don't have that, reach out to Sapien to help you get that there, but it should be there. So now importing type, and it's only giving me this option. I don't know if you'll get both options, but essentially we want to go with the second option from a file that was manually exported from KoolPerform, and it should automatically fill in those details of the file that you've just created. So just check that that seems to match. That's today's date. So that's matching what we've just done. And then just have a quick glance. Everything looks okay. Click the OK button. And it can take a little bit of time. So this is a process that as a data manager, I can load ASBVs into KoolPerform, but each user has their own version of KoolCollect. So I can load the ASBVs into KoolPerform for people, but I can't put them into their personal version of KoolCollect. So that's something that breeders will need to do themselves, is do that KoolPerformance file export and the import into KoolCollect themselves, because we'll have a different version of KoolCollect. So now you can click OK, your data has been successfully imported. So that should be good to go. So you can give it a whirl and scan some animals and just check that all their data is coming up. And if you're having any issues, please reach out with either the Sapien staff or myself. I'm more than happy to jump on a team viewer session to assist you in getting those updated. Thanks very much, and I'll see you later.